Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and try on the Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH Mission to the Super Blue Moon Phase. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH Mission to the Moon Phase wristwatch, reference S033N700. And now just taking a look at the details that's on the box packaging. And on the box label as well. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by sliding the outer sleeve off. And just setting that outer sleeve on the left hand side of the tabletop. And now giving you a look at the box itself. And its details on the underside. And of course, let's go ahead and open it up by spreading apart the box flaps. I'm just going to adjust that outer box sleeve slightly to the left so it doesn't get in the way. Now giving you a look directly inside of this Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH Mission to the Super Blue Moon Phase wristwatches packaging or internals right there. And let's pop out the top booklet and set that to the side. We'll have a look up close in just a bit, but giving you a look directly inside of the box packaging and of course at the watch itself, sitting in the middle on its holder. And giving you a much closer in look before I start handling it. So you can see all the details right there, as it is sitting freshly in its box packaging. And now let's pop out the other bits inside. There is a booklet for the Moonswatch collection, so setting that to the side, and there are some other parts as well. So we do have the guarantee card or certificate, so setting that to the side, setting that to the left hand side of the tabletop, and of course the warranty information booklet in many languages and in very small print as well, so setting that to the side. And of course the watch itself. But before we do that as well, just going to take a look at the card that comes with it, the Mission to the Super Blue Moon Phase booklet. So let's give you a look at its details and open it up. So there's some information about the super moon, blue moon, that occurred in August 2024, also known as the Sturgeon Moon. So giving you a look at the literature or information right there to celebrate that full moon in August. And lastly, just to the final page, right there with the blue moon. And now we can set that to the side. And of course, this should be the booklet for the 11 watches that make up the main Omega Crosswatch Moonswatch collection, consisting of 11 watches representing 11 planets or stars. So giving you a look right through at those 11 watches in this booklet or literature. And just flipping it over to the reverse side for the rest of the details and of course features of the moon swatches. Okay, so just going to fold it closed and set that to the side. And now moving back onto the main item itself, the Super Blue Moonphase Moon Swatch. And let's pop it out from its box, and it appears to be a torch that comes with it as well. So I'm just going to remove the watch from its holder. Close it back up. And just resetting that sleeve back on. So we have everything in frame with minimal distractions to the foreground. So just resting the watch and giving you a look at what appears to be a torch or keyring light that's been included with the watch. So it does appear to emit a light blue or possibly even a UV light, which would make quite a lot of sense. But nonetheless, giving you a look as it is, and me just looking through the tiny LCD screen doesn't really help much, but nonetheless, just giving you a look at those details. And now just setting that to the side, so setting it to the left hand side of the tabletop. And lastly, back onto the watch itself, so giving you a look at this mission to the Super Blue Moonphase, reference SO33N700 up close, so you can see the details. It does have that pale blue as well as dark blue details in its design, and that silvery white dial. Okay, let's peel off the protective film that's protecting the crystal or kind of plexiglass, or they call it bioceramic glass. Nonetheless, giving you a much clearer look at its details now with the film off. You can see right there as well, giving you a profile shot. So it is 13.75 millimeters thick, and it does have a 42 millimeter case size and 47.3 millimeters lug to lug in distance. So right there, giving you a look at that box crystal, giving the total height or depth of the watch of 13.75 millimeters, and of course taking a look at the case back as well. So of course this is a quartz watch, giving you a look at that battery cover, so you can see the details there. Mission to the moon, and we can see a blue tinted moon and the other engravings on the case back. So it does have 3 bars of water resistance, or approximately 30 meters. And you can see the overall details with the Swatch and Omega branding on the straps as well. So it is a Velcro strap. So once again giving you a look up close. And if we can achieve focus on the watch, that would help. It's right there once again. The details on the case back. And of course, you can see the Omega Crosswatch branded crown. So just trying to show you as much detail in focus as possible, because you can see that some parts were slightly blurry. And of course taking a look at the strap, the Velcro strap. So on the short side at 6 o'clock we see the Omega branding with the light blue contrast stitching, and of course you can see the keeper, which is also made in bioceramic in a light blue or case matching color. And of course on the long side of the strap we see the Speedmaster branding and mission to the moon and Moonswatch details. And just turning it over to the grippy side of the strap, and of course the length of it as well, with the Swatch branding on the 12 o'clock side of the watch. And you can see the seconds hand in the subdial or 6 o'clock register ticking away. And there's one slight detail that's slightly different from the rest of the Moonswatch collection, is that the bezel scale is a pulsometer instead of a tachymeter scale, which we've seen on the rest of the Moonswatches. So let's give you a close-up look right there as best that we can. And there we go, we've achieved focus, so you can see the graduations on the bezel ring. Okay, and now let's go ahead and start and stop the stopwatch or chronograph of the watch. Let's do that by pressing on the 2 o'clock pusher and let it work for a minute. So you can see the central seconds hand ticking away now. And the subdial or register at 10 o'clock should tick over 1 once we've completed a 60-second sweep of the dial. And there we have it. 1 second registered on the minute sub-register or sub-dial. So now let's stop and reset And you can see that crazy twirl of the minute subdial spinning away just then, nonetheless giving you an overall look with that chronograph activation right there. And of course with the Moonphase at the 2 o'clock subdial, let's try and tease that out. So let's pull the crown fully out and press and hold on the, there we go, just rotating that Moonphase disc by pressing and holding on the 4 o'clock pusher, and you can see the mechanism and movement of that Moonphase disc, and just pushing the crown back in, so giving you that now proper look at the details of the watch, and just moving that minute hand slightly apart from the hour hand so you can see those hands in better detail. And of course giving you a further out look as well of the watch. And of course one more thing to do is to check out the Lume, which does have super luminova details, and let's see if we can find that keyring right there. And just tidying up that background. And there we go, you can see those brightly lit details of me using this UV torch keyring that's been supplied with the watch. So right there, hopefully there is focus, I can't quite tell, but nonetheless, let's see if those details are showing through. And let's try using this Oxy LED 12 LED UV torch, which I've unboxed on the channel before, to see if this makes any difference. So perhaps you can see the details a bit clearer, even though it's not quite as bright it seems. But there is an even flood onto the dial of this super blue Moonphase Moonswatch right now with this torch, so you can see those details a bit more evenly. Okay. And now that we've seen those details, now let's try on the watch. So I do have a 16.75 centimeter circumference size wrist, or 6.5 inches in circumference. Let's strap the watch on. So slightly tricky to do without being able to press it against my chest, but nonetheless, let's try and strap the watch on. So right there you can see the watch on my wrist, and the length of the strap remainder. Okay, and just folding the strap down to give you some sense of its fitment, and I'm just going to move the background slightly so there's less interference as we look at the watch right there. It's right there, fitted on my 16.75 centimeter wrist, or 6.5 inches. So doing a slow rotation so you see the details, and of course up close as well, and hopefully we can achieve some level of focus. There we go. Of the watch, and right down as well. So you have various aspects and details of this Swatch BIOCERAMIC Moonswatch Mission to the Super Blue Moonphase. Okay, so just removing this watch from my wrist, and giving you another look at the watch. And once again out of focus, I do apologize for that, but there we go. Quick recovery right there by the camcorder, and that all-round look once again. So that's the Swatch BIOCERAMIC Moonswatch Mission to the Super Blue Moonphase. Thanks for watching and happy ticking!